Okay, this is my MFT multifunctional table. Um, if you do any kind of woodworking, I'm sure you've seen these. They have 3/4 inch holes that you insert different things in. Mostly clamps to hold down pieces that you're working on, wood or sculptures or whatnot. This is a small one that I use to work on small things, small props, and I also use it for storage for my Apple boxes. The thing about Apple boxes, once you start making them, you go a little crazy. And I've made all these in the past few weeks. 2 halves, a full, 2/4, and a pancake, because you just keep on using them, finding uses for them. Underneath the main top, I have my storage where I put all the clamps and so forth. Yeah, this is a great little work table. It rolls around. The casters collapse, so the whole table rests on the floor. So when you're doing hammering or sanding, the table doesn't move around. We'll get some close-ups of some of the functions and uses, and then I'll show you kind of how I made it. It's not a real tutorial. It's kind of just showing you the quick and dirty way that I made it, and then let you figure it out on your own, come up with an easier and better way to make it. Mine definitely wasn't the easiest way. And I'm just rambling. So yeah, let me get some close-ups and talk about the exciting world of FTMs. Wait, FTMs? No, MT. Wait, multifunctional table, MFTs. There, I got it. Okay. See you soon. Okay, so here's the collapsible casters. As you can see, solid as a rock. Okay, let me show you the different kind of clamps I have. I have this 3-inch hold down. Great thing about this is it has a dog, and the dog comes up, you slip it in there, you can throw the pin and lock it, put your material in there, tighten it up, and do all the different things you want to do with it. Then I bent this and turned it 45 or 90 degrees. And this is just a little quick clamp. Slip it in there. And you could buy really expensive clamps that are specially made for these kind of tables that cost like $40, or just buy a $5, $10 used one and make it yourself. And that holds pretty well too. Here's another one that I made where I welded a 3/4 inch piece of steel onto this clamp, and it works great. Then you can store everything underneath. And then here's another piece of wood with a couple dowel rods. Use it as a dog if you need to have a stop and work on something. And then you can take one of the clamps and boom, done. Bob's your uncle. Okay, well, how did I make it? Like I said, this is not a true tutorial. I'm just kind of giving you the basics. These holes are 4 by 4 inches apart in a grid, 3/4 inch holes. I took some pegboard, laid out the pattern that I wanted, put a piece of wood, attached it to the base of a plunge router, and then I got these pegs, which you'll see in a second, line up perfectly with this. And then I have the different letters north, so I know that this faces this way. And then right there is where I line it up. The pegs go in there. I route it, plunge it, And then you just keep on moving. And figuring this out is kind of the fun of it. Like I said, I'm not going to get into all the nuts and bolts of exactly how I figured it out, but you kind of get the idea as you move this 4 inches. I just drew Sharpie lines and marked it to do it. Well, that's the basic setup that I did. Let's see me putting the holes in the 3/4 inch ply. Exciting. Okay, so you got your waste material. This is like a cheap MDF. Then you got your plywood, 3/4 inch ply. Then the jig. And you want to make sure you know, I made this so it lines up right here. Okay, boom. Then I'm going to clamp it up here. And I'm going to make sure it's good. Do another little clamp up here just so it doesn't shift. Okay. Okay, so you want to also make sure that your router bit goes all the way through the 3/4 inch plywood. And that's why I use a longer shank on the router bit that I use. Okay, so the way I set this up after I figured out all the lines is you got the 4 pins that fit into the pegboard, and then I have the lined up, and that goes into that corner there. And it's nice and lined up. And then I plunge, I move to the next setup, plunge to the next, all the way down. Let's watch. Okay, now I drill the holes. And there you go, all the holes spaced. This is a small one. I'm actually going to cut that down there. Or if I wanted to add a few holes, I could. Because you could just line it up with the next one if you wanted and keep on going. But this one is a small one, so